Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Happy Hoya-Days. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. Go ahead, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and come back again tomorrow for another Hoya. So today's Hoya is a little bit more of an uncommon Hoya, one you don't see around quite as often. It is the Hoya species 22, or very often called Khao Yai. So it is an unnamed species, and so it comes from the Khao Yai region, the Khao Yai forest of Thailand. And that's why we call it the Hoya Khao Yai, even though that's not its proper name. So this one I received as a bonus cutting when I ordered my Hoya Australis Lisa, and I was super excited to see it in the package. It's got these huge leaves, just giant, and I was very, very thrilled when I saw how big the leaves are on this one. It has been quite a prolific grower for me, so it almost immediately right out of the package started putting on new leaves, which is really uncommon. When the Hoya ships, sometimes it goes into a little bit of a shock, and it can take a little while for it to start putting out new growth. This didn't happen to this one. It started putting out new growth right away. So a little bit more about this Hoya. Like I said, it does come from the Khao Yai forest in Thailand. It has these beautiful cream, almost yellow flowers with a pink center. I'll go ahead and insert a photo here. It's known to be a little bit of a difficult bloomer, at least in the home environment. I haven't had it long enough to even know yet, but that's what I've kind of read online, is that it's one that's maybe a little bit more difficult to get to bloom. So if it's important to you to have a Hoya that blooms, maybe it's one that you want to steer clear of for a little while. As far as other care goes, it's really, really very simple. Again, one that I kind of neglect a little bit, and it does fantastically. It's got these huge, thick leaves, so I just kind of keep an eye on them. When they start getting a little bit mushy or a little bit droopy, I go ahead and give it water, or probably about every week, 8 or 9 days, something like that, even though it's in such a small container. One thing I haven't mentioned quite yet about the Hoyas is all my Hoyas are actually in really well draining pots. So the potting medium is really well draining. There are holes in the bottom of the pots, and then I go ahead and put them in a cover pot so that they kind of fit my decor a little bit. But you do want to make sure that you're watering them really thoroughly, but that they're also draining really completely. As far as light, this one's here in my filming room. It's my plant room. It's kind of my everything room. And it gets a really strong, bright, indirect light, and it is definitely putting out lots of new growth. I think it was a short little cutting here, and it's put on a ton of new growth and a huge amount of new leaves since it's come into my care. One other fun thing I did want to note with this one, hopefully you can see it is actually taped there. So there was a little bit of kind of a bent stem, not broken, just kind of bent a little bit. And that was just damage from shipping. I actually put a tiny little bit of Scotch tape on there, and it has continued to grow down below that point. So as long as anything that's below that point is healthy and the stem isn't completely snapped, a little bit of tape can really go a long way in repairing your plant and helping it to keep growing and thriving. And I think that does it for today's Hoya. A really fun one that you don't see come up very often, and one that I really enjoy having in my care. I love those big, huge leaves. They're just wonderful to look across the room and see. It's a wonderful Hoya, and I'm really glad I have it as part of my collection. So thank you all so much for joining me. Come back tomorrow, join us for another Hoya adventure, and I will see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Bye.